Okay, so let me see.
Yeah.
There was one other question. If you don't mind, for which reasons did the Wolvarks ended up on the cutting room floor by Oxide?
Good question, and I love the Wolvarks. It was the challenge with Soulstorm is that we used a lot of legacy code from New and Tasty,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so the AI worked in a specific way, and that wasn't compatible with our new systems, and so it took a lot of time to then take that old AI code, right, and update it to something that could work in our new platform. And the Wolvarks, unfortunately, were on the cutting block because the amount of time to refactor their code into something that um, handled all the challenges of our new environments, our new what we call nav mesh tech. Was thought to be easy, but it ended up, being months of work, right? And
Yeah.
so, whenever you're investing time in any AI, right, pathing is one part of it, right? But they also have to function and react and do all of the things that the other NPCs did. And it wasn't as simple as just a modular system that you could just drop on any character and then they would behave that way. Wolvarks had uniqueness because they could chase you horizontally, but then they could also climb and traverse the world, which no other character could do directly. Now we had like poles that characters could climb up, but that was different. It was special code for that. The traversal to follow you anywhere was really what put the Wolvarks, on the back burner because the time was months of technical debt to resolve.
That makes sense, and that's what's really nice because people ask me those questions, and I'm like, I cannot answer that question without asking Benny because I
And
there's
I
usually a
love them.
technical reason why we
Yeah.
can't do certain things.
Well, and the challenge there was when we had a very simple test map. Oh, man, I loved playing against the Wolvarks because it was like you couldn't just hoist up something and wait for the security level to go down, right? And then you would go and find an alternate solution or re-engage. Like they were just on you, right? They were hunting you, and it was a different feel for the game, one that we loved. And so when we took them out of that little sandbox of something small and simple and put them out into the bigger world, what we call in our space, all their edge cases started to reveal themselves, and then they were just massive. And it was like, really, we have to write a whole new character class. And I'm going into maybe too much detail on this stuff, Ashley, but I think maybe
No,
some
I
people
love it.
might
I love it. I think
appreciate it.
this is great because
We had
people
to
are
write a whole new
interested in
character
this.
class from the ground up for the Wolvarks, and that was like, and we couldn't just pull from the legacy, right? It's like it had to be um, from the ground up. And when I say new and tasty, our motion code, what we call motion code, is just all of the traversal logic for AI.
Mm-hmm.
That um, that spans kind of, in many ways, the decades, right? In that, at one point the oldest Oddworld properties were all pixel precise, right?
Yes.
So everything was done graphically to a pixel. And then the next incarnation of that was like New and Tasty, which gave some freedom, so it didn't have to be pixel precise. So the controls were a lot easier, more fluid, right? And then you get to Soulstorm, where you're able to double jump, reverse in air, and do those things, and more of a parkour feel to Abe. So that again allowed the controls to be expanded and to be modernized a bit. And that was again the problem with Wolvarks, is that Abe could double jump, right, and they couldn't, and so the challenges of calculating all of the different permutations that would take to repath and reconnect with Abe,
Yeah.
right, wherever he went, ended up being a technical challenge that was just, unfortunately, we'll have to save them for the next game.
Well, dang. Okay, I love that. Awesome.
Yeah.